Yeah. And welcome to the live portion of the Jeep Life podcast. And I know it's Monday.
It is Monday.
It is Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, so we can do Instagram live, but right now there's so many problems with Instagram live as far as it being vertical versus horizontal versus
Gotcha.
I've started looking into that, and hopefully
probably figure that one out.
hopefully we can figure that out. And I don't know if we do a second stream with
We're
a
gonna have
different
like
camera,
15 cameras up there soon.
but we can do the same stream, just put it out. Yo, what's up, Jason? But it's how about I actually get the stuff going?
Like what?
Well, like the
The board
the
that
audio,
records us.
right? Oh, what's up, Mike? Yeah, so this is our first Monday.
Why am
As our Monday schedule. Why is your what?
I'm not getting any chats.
I don't know. They're all Facebook chats right now.
Right, but there's a reason why.
No. What's up, Dave? How you doing? Yeah, I did. Did I pull up the agenda? I mean, we're going to have an agenda tonight, folks.
We have an agenda.
We have an agenda.
One agenda.
Just one, not multiples.
Right. There we go. Now I'm good. Now I see everything.
All right. It's coming up. I'm going to be out of town soon,
I know.
and you're going to be out of town.
Well, I'm not really.
All right. But we will be able to record next Monday, right?
Yeah.
You'll be back from
Yep.
your adventure? All right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I should be.
But
Unless I just decide to stay.
I
can't. Maria's work on Monday, so.
I'd love to just be able to get lost and stay somewhere else.
Just for a hot minute.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to go earn the dollars, Jason, and it makes the world go around. I appreciate you popping on for a little time you do, and hope to see you soon. Yeah, I'll be starting my travels mid next week.
Okay.
And I know you're traveling this week.
Yep. Well, this weekend.
Yeah, long weekend.
Yeah, going up to Maine. Get some last skiing in for the season. It is over, man.
It is done.
This is, we're not even sure if the mountain's going to be open next weekend.
I get my Billy back.
Yep. I don't know. I got lots of work to do. Lots of work lined up. Lots of work to do.
Yeah.
We are moving and grooving, grinding and welding.
I want to jump on your schedule.
You're on it.
All
Don't worry. We just got to talk about a time.
Yep. And that Dr. Don kind of dictates that time frame.
Absolutely.
So I need to get on him.
Yep. He's busy. He's hard at work. Don't worry.
Hard at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get a couple more people on here before we start rolling. But I want to tell everyone about Power Tank. And the reason I'm remembering that is because I actually moved all my Power Tank gear over to Overkill.
Interesting. Oh, yeah.
'Cause Overkill's going to-
Overkill's making its way back. Another appearance out in Moab.
Yep, and hopefully this time it stays rubber side down.
Yeah.
Because the last time it was in Moab, it was not.
Details.
But yeah, so I'm moving my Power Tank stuff over to Overkill
Cool.
so that I can have it out in Moab and bring it back.
Awesome sauce.
I dread the thought of driving across country without it going out,
Well,
but knock on wood, my AAA will take
you got
care of
AAA
everything
for-
else.
Yep. You got AAA for a reason.
Right. That's awesome. Trisha got her armor light installed.
Mike Moyer got a armor light as well.
Oh, nice.
Local
Nice.
friend of the podcast, and he's been sending me some messages about it and asking some questions.
Yep.
So,
Well, the Oracle JL just got armor light installed.
awesome.
The JT gets its installation done this week.
Cool. Somebody else's Jeep's getting it installed as well. If you didn't notice, there's a special little Jeep sitting in my driveway.
I did see that.
Yep. So, the project for my little sister is a 05 LJ
Yep.
that is getting some armor light, and we're going to do a full install video on it and, tips and tricks of how to put it in, obviously. I am not a professional, but
But we've done more than one.
we've done a few.
We did yours, the very first one. I mean, we're talking like
million degrees. Million degrees.
we were both just soaked in sweat.
And you were just holding the camera.
That's all I was doing was holding the camera. But it's then I did mine in the winter.
Yep. And it's firm.
It was not fun.
It is not pliable
whatsoever. Then we've done others. Lexi's first Jeep.
Yep.
We did.
She hasn't gotten the second one in yet, right?
It's not in. The box is still sitting. It's sitting in the garage, ready to go.
Same here.
It's just been too cold and
Yep.
rainy and all the other stuff that goes along with that.
A lot to do.
But it's pretty cool. It works with an under seat ARB mount as well.
It does.
It does. So mine was equally interesting because I installed my Alpine sub.
Yep.
After and it's an under seat in the passenger,
right.
and it's built for no
Yes.
distance between it. So
Yeah.
I let the installer cut the armor light a little bit
Oh, okay.
and modify it a little bit.
So I have the Alpine 8-inch
Right.
in underneath my passenger seat, and but I have the amp on top of it. So
Right.
it goes the sub and then the amp. So there's not much space, but it all fits under there.
Yep. I have the 10-inch.
Yep.
But it arcs exactly the pathway of the seat.
The seat and everything, yeah.
Yeah, so it was
made
tight.
to mount on the floor.
Yes.
On it.
So Power Tank, get your discount. Jeep Life Pod 15 for a complete system at checkout at powertank.com. We'll talk about armor light in a little bit. Pipes and Cold Case both have free shipping on their systems, which is a good deal.
And there is a full install video of how to install a radiator or whatever you want to call it in a Jeep JK coming out shortly on our YouTube channel. I am working on the content.
All right.
As we speak.
That's good to hear. Oracle Lights, you get 15% off of your order at oraclelights.com. Use the code JeepandTerry.
Jeep and Terry.
Jeep and Terry, one word.
Oh, I even forgot. We just released the video of the pipes install on Lexi's Jeep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'll have to see that. Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's about time to get this ball rolling and actually do a show instead of just talking about our partners.
Sounds good.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to fire it away. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast, proudly presented by Armorlight, the toughest flooring on the trail. I am Jeep and Terry.
And I am Breakabilly.
I love it. Good to see you, man.
You too. It's been a little while, I feel. You know, we've been busy. You've been working a lot. I've been skiing a lot.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't seen each other a lot. And, you know, before we came on the air, we were talking about Armorlight and the stuff we were doing with Armorlight.
Yeah.
And I am thankful that they're a partner and sponsor of our podcast.
So grateful.
They've been our friends from almost the beginning.
Yeah.
We kind of grew up together, Armorlight and the Jeep Life podcast.
Yes.
And I am
amazing company, great people, and great product, and just leave it at that. Like you can't. It's speaks for itself.
It does. So do us a favor. I'm looking at you. I'm talking to everyone. Go to GoArmorlight.com and put in that discount code of Jeep Life Podcast 10 for a complete Armorlight system, and you will thank us. You will love us.
Your feet will thank us. Your ears will thank us. Your wife will thank us, or your girlfriend, because it makes the Jeep look better. It gives you that peace of mind that when you're getting in and out, you don't have to worry about floor mats. You don't have to worry about anything, and you just wash it out with some soap and water.
Yes.
And don't put Armor All on it.
You will be skiing down the mountainside.
Oh, you ski all right.
But yeah, make sure to go check them out. And our thanks to Armorlight for being the coolest people on the planet. I am getting to co-host a trail ride in Moab.
That's awesome,
with
man.
Armorlight.
That's so cool.
So Oracle Lighting and Rockslide Engineering and Armorlight are doing a co-sponsored ride in Moab. We're going to do it at dusk.
On March 25th?
25th, yeah. Thank you for everybody that jumped in on the invite with that. We are booked and have a mile-long waiting list.
That's cool.
Most times when we do rides out there, I'm having to re-invite other people to fill in last spots, and we are full to the brim, which is
that's amazing.
Which is amazing.
So cool.
So it'll be great to spend time with them and kind of show off the Armorlight, the Rockslide Engineering stuff.
Yeah.
And
hey, and something else that I want to bring up: when you're out there, what app are you going to be using when you're out on the trails?
That's a great question. Because right now, Onyx Off-Road is the only way to go.
Exactly. And Onyx Off-Road has come out with some really cool new features that have been tested out with one of our home parks, Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Association and Onyx Off-Road.
I almost spit the water out. Because I don't know that you've ever in our entire life said
it correctly.
What the abbreviation of AOAA is.
It's Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Association.
Area.
Oh, really?
The word is area. The word you're looking for is area.
Well, what's the real name? Northumberland County Adventure.
Yes. But
I'm always going to screw this up, so you know what? Whatever.
I mean, for forever, one of our listeners and
I thought it was an association.
Have joked about this. No, you've used other words from association.
Wait, I'm wearing this sweatshirt.
All
right.
You've
I'm gonna
used
take
arena.
this.
You've used.
I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna leave now. All right.
And
Jeep Life podcast is over, and it's just Terry now.
And what I absolutely love.
I would have loved to see the water come out of your mouth.
I almost sprayed it everywhere because literally as you were saying it, our good friend Dave just said, "Hello."
All right, can we get back to what I was actually talking about?
I don't know. Can we? All right. So Onyx Off-Road.
Onyx and AOAA have partnered together to bring color codes to trails.
Oh, that's been my biggest complaint forever.
The only reason that I started to notice this is I was looking up AOAA, And the trails are different colors now.
Are they done
Some
by
of them are-
designation?
Some of them are turning blue and green
and
so,
black
and black.
and
I think
maybe
they have
some
to keep-
red.
They have to keep working through it, and it's a
Yeah.
long process, but they are making it happen. So when you're out at EJS or back home, check out Onyx Off-Road for all of your navigational needs.
Yeah, I've got to figure that out. I've been, we used Maprica because it was you could download a specific
The map.
map. It was a
Map-
PDF.
Yeah, Maprica is a skiing software.
Yes.
It's not even really meant for
Yeah.
off-roading.
I mean, it was, but now they haven't even updated it, so I think it
Yeah.
got kicked off
It did.
the App Store. So I hesitated to use Onyx Off-Road. No, it was my hang up on Onyx. It wasn't theirs. They're still the best out there
They are.
from that standpoint. I mean, you can use Gaia and other things, but then you have to translate
And I remember
But-
one of your biggest hang-ups was that it didn't work with CarPlay.
it. And it.
But
once
they
flipped that
changed
switch,
that a long
They did.
time ago at this point.
Once that was available, I started running it
Yep.
and Maprica at the same time.
Yes.
Because I needed to know if a trail was going to be a black or a red trail, which I'm fine. I'll take the black trail.
Yeah.
I just can't do a red trail.
Wow.
I mean, I would die.
Yeah.
And more importantly, my Jeep would die. My Jeep's way more valuable than I am in the big scheme of things. So I needed to know what trail I was going to be on.
Yep.
And now you're telling me that, and I know that I've used them out in the BLM lands, and they're great
Yes.
there. Matter of fact, that's really where they shine.
Yep.
Is out in those national parks and that area.
So they're continuing to work on that as well to get the trail ratings on the app itself
Yes.
and where you're at and where you're located.
Yes. Out there, to me, it's more important to know where I'm located
Yes.
than it is to know exactly what trail I'm on. Because most of the trails, if it's a difficult spot, there's a go around out there.
Yep.
Here, you can either go up the impossible line or through the tree.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
And no cutting down trees.
no. I tend to climb them sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah, but
Tread lightly.
tread slightly.
Tread slightly.
Sorry, tread lightly. We want to make
It's
sure
not
that
intentional, let's
No.
put it that way.
no.
All of a
we
sudden
love you.
Terry's like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be there."
My front tire is
I
7
did what?
feet in the air.
I did what?
Yeah. Later on in the episode, we're going to be talking about spring maintenance.
Terry, spring maintenance?
Yes. Yes.
Their coils or their leafs?
Yes, but spring maintenance, we're not going to take them off and stretch them out. Oink, 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 oink.
Okay, so
And we're not
you got to
gonna-
check for corrosion and you got to make
No, it's more about the time of year. We're just coming out of winter and getting ready to go into spring.
All right, dude, it's been a long weekend.
Apparently it has.
And this has been all day. I was like, how are we talking about springs?
That was the first conversation we had
it's
when I walked in the door.
There's a spring constant and you got to make sure that they're not broken, but that's kind of the only maintenance I know about springs.
Yeah,
You're
so-
talking about the maintenance you need to do to your vehicle, like spring cleaning.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
yes. Well, this topic was thrown out there by Jetty Jason, and I jumped on it immediately.
You thought it was
a
great, and I was like, I just kind of scratched my head. And I was like, where's Jason going with this?
So a little bit later, we're gonna jump into spring maintenance, not coil maintenance.
Okay, that good way to put it.
All right, hang out for that. Look, you and I communicate quite frequently.
Yes, we do.
I need those people out there.
That means you sitting in your Jeep right now,
I-
or
yeah.
listening to us in the garage, or listening to us at work.
Yeah, communicate with us.
On your next break,
Yeah,
send us an email.
yeah.
Give us a call.
Give us a review.
Yep, easy enough.
Yeah.
info@jeeplifepodcast.com.
Yeah, we will thank you. We will read it on air. A lot of
We
our
might
content,
we might laugh at it.
we might. a lot of our content comes from our listeners.
It does.
Questions that you send in.
What do you want to know about? Who do you want us to talk to? We will reach out to them and we will beg, plead, and be annoying until they come on this show.
Which I did between last recording and now. I've already got 4 or 5 people lined up.
Cool. Can't wait. We have lots in the coffers ready and roaring to go. And they're excited to come on the podcast.
Absolutely. I might even try to get some of the interviews done at EGS.
I think that would be awesome.
That'd be great. Speaking of EJS, we've got events, and the list is awesome.
It's a long one, too.
Yep.
So we're going to be starting off with Easter Jeep Safari, and that runs from March
22nd through
to
the 29th, I think.
Yeah. Yep. But you are going to be hanging out with the Oracle Lights because, obviously, you're Oracle Terry.
Yeah.
Rockside Engineering and Armor Light at the Trail Ride on March 25th. And that, as he said previously, is completely booked up. Maybe if you I don't know. You could probably ride passenger with somebody if you're out there.
Oh, I'm sure we could hook that up.
And then April 24th to 28th is Daytona Jeep Beach.
Oh, my goodness.
That's going to be a rock and roaring time. May 3rd to the 5th is Oversand Expo in Wildwood, New Jersey, which is camping, hanging out on the beach in Wildwood with Blinker Fluid Productions.
Yes.
And some of our great friends. So make sure to check out that event. There are still tickets and campsites available.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, there's going to be bonfires on the beach every night.
Yep.
Live music. And
That's
somebody's
really
going to be
cool.
doing like yoga classes on the beach.
I'm going to be honest with you. So when I was a lifeguard on the beach,
Yeah.
that is like we had Yoga Tuesdays.
Oh.
And I looked forward to Yoga Tuesdays on the beach. We'd show up a little bit early, but we would watch the sunrise and do yoga at the same time. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Dude,
It is.
you have no idea how excited I am about this particular event. I know that Jamie put out the vendor list.
Yes.
And it's it's a shorter list than
Yeah.
some of the other events that he hosts, but the names on there were all the familiar faces.
Yes.
And I can't wait to hang out with them on the beach. Sand gets everywhere. But it's going to be killer.
They're going to have instructional seminars
Yes.
on the beach. So I think Off-Road Consulting is
Yes.
going to be down there doing some recovery seminars. And Tread Lightly is going to be down there with some of their instructional content and a lot of other cool seminars going on.
So look, camping on the beach. Start there,
You
and then
can
all the
fish.
other stuff.
You're allowed to fish off the beach.
Oh, nice.
You can paddleboard, surf, and hang out.
Yep, some of the boardwalk stuff will be starting to open that
yes.
time.
I know a bunch of the good pizza joints are open.
Yep.
So I think Wildwood's going to be opening up pretty well.
Yep.
And I think the weather should be pretty good as well. So June 18th and 19th is Bantam Jeep Festival out in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
June 29th is Reclaim for First Responders event in Columbus, New Jersey, which is in it was part of Pine Barrens Venom Jeep Club.
Yep. So they're putting that on. Reclaim for first responders. We got it in with the Pine Barrens Jeep Club. Venom Jeep Club when Dave came on the show to talk about the New Jersey Pine Barrens situation, and we have gotten
And
in
their
with
road
those guys.
closures.
Yeah,
Roads.
yeah, and they're still working on that, still fighting on that, signing a petition. I know that I have a link in the show notes for it, so make sure to go take care of that. But I wanted to post up there. We're invited. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it, but we're invited. I would love to go down. It's a one-day event, and see people, take selfies.
It'd be really cool to make it down there.
Yeah. So we'll see if we
See
can.
if we're available.
Yep.
And then July 19th July 12th to the 14th is New Jersey Jeep Invasion in Wildwood, New Jersey. And you know what that event is, so we'll see you down there.
Yeah, you can't camp on the beach on that one.
Nope. Got to get a hotel for that one. So July 19th and 20th is PA Allbridge Jeep Fest, put on by PA Jeeps,
Yep.
and that's out in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. August 22nd to the 24th is Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and
Yeah.
that's going to be an amazing time. One of the largest Jeep shows in the country.
It's ridiculous.
It is a sight to be seen. August 25th is the Warren Ride over at Winrock Park, put on by Warren Industries, and make sure you get your spot on that ride. And then September 21st to the 22nd is New Jersey Fall Jeep Invasion.
Yeah. Which is
in-
always a fun little event.
Yep.
It's not a big
it's in
event, but
Ocean
it's
City, New Jersey.
yeah, it's a fun
Yep.
one. So that's our event calendar right now. I know that I'm going to be at a chunk of them,
Yeah.
and you'll be at another chunk of
Yes,
them.
I will be.
So make sure to come see us, check us out. We may do some live shows
Mhm.
while we're down there. That's usually what we do if we're there together. We'll do one live show at each event, and
Yes.
that's a good time.
So I want to turn this around a little bit, and I'm looking back to you guys. I want to see your shop.
Yeah.
You have to send it in to info@jeeplifepodcast.com, and we will put it on our live feed and also get it into our show notes. So make sure you just take a picture of your shop. It could be clean. It could be dirty. Your Jeep could be in it. It doesn't have to be in it. If it's your driveway, if your shop is your driveway,
Send it in.
send it in.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk a little bit about our YouTube channel real quick.
Oh, dude, you're killing it.
I'm trying, but there is a lot more content coming out for the Break It Billy Garage. And if you're looking to see a pretty cool shop, I think it is sometimes. You get to see my shop.
It's really cool in the winter.
It's really cold in the winter. But I'm adding a lot of cool new tools to the
Yeah, you are.
arsenal. So I just added an Eastwood MiG 180 welder,
Oh,
which
yeah,
I
that's
have
killer.
it's been running like crazy, trying to have projects, move them along slowly but surely.
Yep.
Also, I added an Eastwood high-capacity tube bender. With
bend some tubes.
I'm going to bend some tubes, and we're going to work on some roll cages.
Nice.
I also converted over to a hydraulic ram, which makes bending tube so easy.
Yep.
So make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, Jeep Life Podcast, and hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. You're going to stay up to date with all of the latest content coming out, seeing us out on the trails, seeing the hosts at the events. And also, you can go back and see some of the events that we've attended. Usually there is a recap video of walking around events, showing you cool Jeeps.
Yep.
And also, it's another place to watch us live.
100%.
And the live shows, you always get the unedited content.
we're
Sometimes you get some funny stuff.
we turn it on. Or actually, it's more us.
It's a lot more us. Oh, jeez.
In the studio, we're the best version of us. at the
It
shows
gets a
and-
little.
yeah,
We get rowdy sometimes.
we're the not so best version of us, or the best version
The
of us.
unedited
There
version.
you go. There you go. I'm really excited about the future of the podcast. I know we took a little time last week, and we got together and met, threw out some ideas. We've been working so hard at just getting content. We hadn't had any
Planning.
planning / social time together, and
Yeah.
we got all four of us together.
Yeah.
Jetty, Jason, Dr. Don is going to be coming back to the show.
He had some personal stuff that he had to take
Yep.
care of, which is completely understandable. So we are making the official announcement. Jetty Jason is part of the podcast now.
Yes.
Dr. Don is going to be back in full swing.
Yeah, dude, writing out the most technical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as always, Break It Billy.
You're
and
stuck with us.
You're always stuck with us. Well, it's in my basement, so
Yeah, well, you have to be here.
I have to be here.
But I'm really excited about. We've got some things in the works.
Yep.
This
We're going to have
season is
new
gonna be
merch coming
awesome.
out. So if
New
you
merch.
are looking and you see us in the next couple events, we're going to have some new T-shirts. We're going to have some new hats, and we're working on it. for you guys. And it's
Yeah.
another great way to support the podcast.
Yeah. So cool. I just wanted to give you a little update of that. And without waiting any longer, we're going to stretch some springs out.
No.
Like an accordion.
It's like we got to plant some seeds for the spring.
That's right.
For the spring season.
Because it has been absolutely gorgeous here the last couple days.
Yep.
So
it's
that's
like the
kinda
switch flipped in
yeah.
Pennsylvania.
I've got the itch now to
Oh,
get
I am
outside
itching to get out wheeling, man.
Yes. Yeah, but before we do, we've got to do a few things.
We definitely have to check some stuff on our Jeeps.
Some of us might have to convert from hard top to soft top.
Absolutely. So that's your number one spring maintenance.
Yeah.
Is get that dusty soft top out of the attic or wherever you store it, blow it off, and put it back on your Jeep.
Yep.
The weather's starting to turn, and you're going to be looking to throw that top back real quick.
Yeah, I saw a video of one of our listeners today, and they were doing just that.
Yeah.
They were hoisting the hard top off and putting the
Yep.
soft top on. And, Lexi and I have been talking about when she's going to put
Change hers out.
Yep.
Yeah.
For starters, let's talk about a few things, because I recommend while you're getting your hard top off, get your soft top out first.
Yep.
Get it in the sun.
Yes.
Let it air out, but mainly warm up a little bit. It's more pliable and easier to put on.
Yes.
Stretches
a little bit easier.
Yes. And that holds true if you get a new soft top.
It's trying to fit that sausage back in the casing, let me tell you.
It's one of the hardest things I've ever done to a Jeep work-wise.
Fresh brand new soft top on a Jeep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing that along the windshield liner.
Yep.
That half inch that
Gap.
you just can't.
You can't get it.
No. So make sure to get it out in the sun.
Yep.
Let's use a cleaner that's designed for those vinyl windows to do that. You definitely don't want to use a harsh cleaner. You want to use something in a microfiber cloth
designed for
the soft
the
top
material
vinyl
itself.
Yep. Because you don't want to scratch those. They've had dust on them for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be careful with that and pull it out. Let's get some zipper
lubricant
on it, whether it's a small tube or I think Best Top makes a chapstick looking
yep.
one.
It's just like a chapstick.
It's like $5.
Yes.
You will thank me in the end when you can just move those zippers.
Mm-hmm.
So easy. Matter of fact, my soft top hasn't been off of my Jeep, and it needs. I could
some lube.
Could put a little lube on it.
Just need a little lube.
Just a little, But before you put your hard top away, clean it.
Clean it. Yep.
Spend a few minutes on the windows. Spend a few minutes on the top because you haven't looked up at the top.
No.
Right, and maybe do the inside too.
Yeah.
And just wipe it all down. That way, it won't be 6 inches of dust when you take it down.
It'll be like 4.
It'll be 4, right? It'll be minimal.
And no mud.
Right, and the no mud part.
And also, when you have that when you're changing it out, it's another great time to clean the inside of your Jeep. Lay the seats down, clean out all the dust behind the seats, and, clean up the floors, vacuum it out, wipe everything down. It's like giving yourself a brand new Jeep again.
It is. And one of the ways you can do that, if you have a Master Blaster from Power Tank or compressed air or whatever, you can actually go into the crevices and blow out all the dust and do it at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
So that after you come off a trail, you can do a quick blowout and you don't have to worry about things being clogged in there.
Yep.
I think that's a huge place to start. I'm glad you said while you've got their top off.
It makes it easier. Usually you have better lighting if you're doing this outside, which usually you are.
Yeah.
When the top's off, you can just see things better. You see the dust. You can see the windshield and, say the fingerprints or the fingerprints on the back window from your kids or from your dog or anything of the sort. Wipe everything down. It's such a great time to do it.
We had a youngster when I worked at your work.
Yep.
we ask him to clean the windshield, and so he goes and cleans the outside of the windshield and
clean
nothing
the
more.
Inside.
Did not clean the
You
inside.
gotta clean the inside.
You got to clean the inside.
And
It almost is more important than
Yep.
the outside.
And also, so daylight savings time is coming around next weekend.
Oh yeah.
And the sun's going to come up at different times now, and you're going to be driving to work, and that sun's going to hit your windshield, and you're going to be like, oh, crap, I should have cleaned it.
That dog lick in the
Yep.
in the corner. Yep, it's going to be right where the sun is, and it's going to just
Yeah.
diffuse a light right into your eyes.
So then moving from inside to outside, I'm going to say this. Walk around your Jeep and check all the bolts, nuts, anything that could possibly loosen up
Yeah.
over the winter season.
Yeah, because there's changes in temperature involved with that.
It does.
And metals change with the temperature.
Yep. So check your sway bar links.
Mm.
Make sure all the bushings around your sway bar links are still tight. Make sure the bolts are still tight. If you have quick disconnects, make sure the bushings are still in good working order
Yep.
after that, the winter season.
Do
If
they
you're,
need to be greased?
Yep.
Right.
Or if you're in the north and you're dealing with a lot of salt and road grime and this and that, maybe take them off, clean them out, spray them down with brake clean, get a lot of that old grease out, and re-grease them.
Yeah.
It's a great time to do it. Check your rear sway bar links. Make sure your sway bar bushings are still good.
Yes.
This is a time to get around your Jeep and make sure everything is still in functioning order.
Yep.
Some of the other key points to look at: all your control arm bushings. Make sure
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no, you can pretty much look at one of your control arm bolts and see if it's been moving back and forth.
They'll be wear.
There'll be wear.
Yep.
If you have too much wear, you can actually get a knock out of it. And then you're going to have to take it to a professional to have them put in some type of insert or weld-in nut that holds that bolt back into position correctly.
Oh yeah.
So check all your bushings. Make sure none of the bolts are loose. Walk around your Jeep. Check your shocks. Make sure that you have no issues with your shock bushings. Check all the seals on your shocks. You can see if there's a leak coming down one of your, shock shafts or something like that.
Yep.
Give it a good wash underneath the vehicle. Do that first, obviously.
Yep.
Wash the underside of the vehicle. Wash all the road grime off. Wash all the salt off. Get up under there with a pressure washer or something.
Yep. And you've got a great tool that you can slide underneath. I've used a makeshift version of that by just going to a lawn and garden center and getting the oscillating
lawn watering system.
Yep, and that works great. It needs a little more water pressure than what you have. Yours sprays harder, but I think it's a good place to start. If you don't have the money to throw that in or don't have a power washer, give that a shot.
Yeah,
Will you?
absolutely.
You'll thank me later.
Yes.
'Cause bolt dirt won't come down in your eyeball. Yep.
Another great thing to do, because you may not be thinking about it or it's just not that time yet, but an oil change. Check your oil.
100%.
Check all your fluids. Check your power steering fluid. Check your coolant levels. Make sure, because with coolant levels, your engine's going to be running at different temperatures coming into this warmer season.
Yeah.
Make sure your coolant is topped off. Check all the hoses to make sure there's no visible leaks or anything of the sort. You might not be noticing it, because there's more moisture on the ground and this and that around where you normally park your vehicle,
Yep.
unless you park your vehicle inside, which it's okay if it's a princess. But, it's a great time to check all your fluids, make sure they're all topped off properly.
Yep.
Check your brake fluid. It's something that you don't necessarily think about that much,
Yep.
but check it.
Check it. Clean the area before you check it,
Yep.
but check that hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, make sure everything's topped off.
That's a great plan. Since I'm in the lighting business,
Yes.
now's a great opportunity to make sure your lights are clean and actually on. So
Make sure they function properly.
make sure they function, and if they don't, then look into either replacing it or maybe the lens on it just needs a good elbow grease work
Yep.
done to it to revive it, if you will. But now it's this I look at it as a time for rejuvenation and new parts.
Yeah.
So
Really
if
is.
that's that time you need
It's
to
getting a little warmer. You're not too, laying on the ground in the cold winter isn't
Yep.
that fun.
Yep. So look at getting new lights. Look at
Mhm.
getting if you need to replace something, do it now.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
you
if-
don't want to do it later in the summer
No.
when you need to be on the trail.
Yep.
Start doing it now before you get out
Absolutely.
there.
And also another thing about lights is, where we live, and if you're traveling up into the mountains a little bit, you're going to start seeing more deer become more
yeah.
active and
Yep.
animals become more active. So you want those lights to function properly to see those animals before they end up underneath or into your vehicle.
Yes.
So
Yes.
another great thing is as you're walking around your vehicle, I'm going to head back underneath and grease all your joints. Grease your
Mm.
steering joints. Grease if you have greasable control arm bushings or joints, grease them. Going through, towards the rear end, if you have any type of other greasable joint, ball joints, tie rod, drag link.
If I could only grease my knees.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We'll put a Zerk fitting on it quick.
Yeah, just throw some cortisone right
Yeah.
on in.
And then kind of moving through different types of joints is check all your universal joints. Check the front drive shaft at both sides. Check it at the axle. Check it at your upper, by the transfer case.
Yep.
Make sure that there's no loose play in it. Put some force on it. Make sure that there's no movement. Because if you're heading back out on the trails and you were just kind of driving around in two-wheel drive all winter long, you might not feel it. You might not
Yep.
hear it. But as soon as you put it into four-wheel drive, it might start clicking or something of the sort.
Yep. As a clear example, mine, not this past winter, but the winter before, it just kind of vibrated loose.
Mm-hmm.
From driving on, highways that weren't well maintained,
Yep.
because that's when the potholes come, is it during the
Yes.
winter. But also, real weird snow surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
Going into four-wheel drive, doing all that stuff. I climbed under, and 3 of the bolts were loose. And so I just tightened them back up.
Yep.
I marked them, and then I could check
Check
back.
them a lot easier
Yeah.
now since they're marked.
So, take a paint pen or whatever and mark them. I know they're smaller heads, but you can
Yes.
still mark them.
Yes.
I think that's on the plan. Don has my Jeep and doing some work on it right now, and I've asked him to hit every bolt.
Yeah.
And
You
we're
have to.
gonna paint pen everything,
You have to.
so that we can see.
And then moving more inside of your front axle and rear axle, it might be a good time to change your diff fluid.
It's never a bad time to
Well,
change your diff fluid.
So diff fluid is intended to last approximately 80,000 miles, 60 to 80,000 miles.
Huh.
That's the recommended service change.
Yep.
However, that is a recommended normal driving service change.
True.
If you're
Sure.
running bigger tires, if you're, off-roading a lot more, if you're putting those gears under stress and strain, the fluid's going to break down a lot faster. It's
Yep.
going to heat up quicker, so if it's running at hotter temperatures, it's going to break down quicker. Top off the fluids. Make sure that you have enough differential fluid in there.
Yep.
If you need fluids, I personally recommend AMSOIL.
Yep.
I stand by them.
Yep.
They stand by
That's
me.
What's in my diff right now is AMSOIL.
Yep.
So
And then kind of moving outwards on your axles, check your front axle shaft joints. There's U-joints out front on there too, universal
Yep.
joints. Make sure there's no play in them. And then moving further out, check to make sure your wheel bearings are still good. Put ball joints and wheel bearings. If you're going to do a spring maintenance, these are all things that you need to check
yeah.
because it's a whole lot better to catch them early
Yes.
and
Then
do
when they
them
fail.
than when they fail. Because if, say, a ball joint fails, it could start throwing, the upper ball joint, the lower ball joint. It could be throwing your wheel bearing out of alignment. It could be
Yep.
doing a
It'll
lot
cascade.
of more damage, and it's better to catch it early.
Yep. And let's go a little bit further out there that might be we neglect to look at them enough is our brakes.
Brakes, yeah, absolutely.
Do
It's
we
a-
wait until they squill at us, or do we look at them and
And it is something very easy to check on Jeeps because they have an inspection window on the back side of the calipers.
Yep.
So you can see your brake pads, and there should be, a good amount of meat on them. And if you're not sure about it, ask somebody.
Yep. Go to a professional.
Go to a professional. They will give you the right answer.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of those things that I don't know if people, sometimes are uncomfortable going to somebody because they're going to say, "Oh, you need this and this and this." Don't mess around with the brakes.
No.
That's something you need in every situation.
Yes. And a vehicle inspection only happens once a year. And if it's not, up and you don't need to go get your vehicle inspected, this is a great time to go, look over everything.
Yeah.
Let's move a little bit further out. Your tire pressure.
Yeah.
Check your tire
Take
pressure.
your winter air out and put your spring
You got to
air
replace
in.
your spring air.
Yep, gotta.
But also check your pressures because with the temperature differential, they will begin to change a little bit. You don't want them overinflated.
Nope.
Because your tires will wear funny.
And that's the tendency when things starting to warm up.
Yep.
And when it cools down,
it's the opposite.
But
Yes.
as they warm up, and especially you get them at a good temperature, and then as you increase your speed, the tire warms up, and it will change shape because the tires pressures change because of the heat.
I mean, when I drive my Jeep, I can see a pressure differential from cold to hot of almost 3 to 4 degrees.
Yeah.
Or PSI, not degrees.
Right.
Yeah. So it's something to definitely check. Make sure that they're, at the right pressure, and make sure your tires aren't wearing funny either. It's a good time to look there. Make sure there's no feathering on the inside or the outside of your tires.
Rotate those bitches.
Rotate them too. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take the fronts, put them to the back, do an X in the middle. This, that, and the other thing.
And if you're going to do we've kind of had the discussion before. If you're going to do a 5-tire rotation,
5-tire, 4-tire. My buddy's actually going to start doing a 6-tire.
A 6-tire.
Yep.
Huh.
He's going to have one sit in his garage. It's just an idea he has. See how it works.
Well, then, 18%.
It will be.
Yeah. I mean, 5 is 20. 6 is,
Get
it might be a little
more.
less. Yeah.
A little bit more out of them.
I kind of like that idea. I can't afford 6 tires.
No.
I mean,
I can't either.
What regular soul can?
I don't know, but he
um,
has this idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Good for him.
I'm actually looking at going to a 4-tire rotation and getting rid of my spare.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a great topic.
Doing
a spare tire delete.
I don't run a spare.
I know.
I haven't run a spare in a very long time, too.
I know. I need to buy new tires
in
the next few months. So, what do I do? And
something to think about.
It's something to think about. So we'll put that one on the for the future reference, if you will. What we didn't talk about wiper blades.
Oh, geez,
And wiper
Louise,
fluid.
I need wiper blades, man.
That might be the most overlooked part.
Rear wiper blade.
Oh yeah, weird.
Rear
Yeah.
wiper blade is probably the most overlooked.
It's so overlooked on mine. I don't have one.
I know. But if you have a hardtop, and I run a hardtop all the time,
Yep.
so, that's kind of my thing. And also my hardtop is not very removable.
No.
I have it bolted to the roll cage because I have
the
roof. I have a roof rack,
Yep.
which it uses the brackets that drill through. Yes, I drilled through my hardtop. It was a very bad day, or a really good day, one or the other. The holes lined up, so we were good.
Yeah. That just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yes, tell me about it.
It just
It was an interesting
Yeah,
taking a
but-
drill to a perfectly good hardtop.
That's without a backup plan.
Oh, there was no backup. Well, there was some crazy glue and some wood putty.
Yeah, but that's not a plan. Nothing about
That's
that is a plan.
shit, I messed up.
Yeah, so let's look at your windshield wipers, because salt, snow, ice, and all that stuff has probably nicked them up a bit.
Yep.
Go get you a new set.
And also the temperature once again is going to affect them a lot. They're mostly made out of rubber. Some of them are a little more synthetic rubber than others, but they do degrade over time. And this is a perfect time because we're getting into the rainy season a little bit more. A lot more weather, a lot less ice and, snow.
Yes.
So you're going to be relying on those wipers a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an expensive fix.
No,
So just do it.
Yeah. Go to AutoZone. They even install them for you.
They do. It's dumb. It's
Yep.
dumb not to. Go.
Yep.
Now. Stop. Hit pause. Go switch out your wiper blades.
Go get them.
Come back. Hit play.
I got another thing for everybody out there. Look around your Jeep for paint chips.
Is that poker chips?
No, paint.
Potato chips.
Paint
Paint chips.
So the salt and the grime and everything hitting the front of your vehicle
Yeah.
can cause some paint chips. Go get your paint pen. Your color match paint pen.
Yes.
Touch them up.
Touch them up.
It will really save your paint over the long haul. Look around for any rust spots in your wheel wells. Hit them with a wire wheel. Touch them up with some, Rust-Oleum or something in the wheel wells to keep them looking nice. Your Jeep will thank you in the long run.
It's a good idea.
Look over your frame. Make sure there's no surface rust. If there is, hit it with a wire brush, wire wheel, something. Get some spray paint on it or, some undercoating.
Yeah.
It's a great time to do that as well.
I would love, love, love to be able to do that.
It's a process, man.
It is, and maybe I'll do that when I get it back and have a day or two. That'd be good. I don't know when I'll have a day or two. But
Minute.
yeah, maybe a minute. I literally had one for us, and it flew out my brain for give me just a second. It flew out my brain when you were doing the paint chips. That
I
kind
got
of
one for you.
threw me off. Yeah.
So I carry a first aid kit in my Jeep.
Good call.
Open it up.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing's wet from the season. Make sure everything's still up to date.
Make sure all the Band-Aids that you used
are still, replace them.
Yeah, replace them.
So I carry aspirin and Advil and Tylenol in my first aid kit and also some cold medicine because my Jeep goes with me everywhere.
Yes.
If I don't feel good or something of the sort, if I'm at work and I'm starting to get a headache, for some odd reason, I don't know why I haven't kept like Advil in my desk. I keep Tums in my desk because, it's always heartburn season.
Yes.
But I'll just walk out to my Jeep and grab an Advil real quick. Or if you have it in your center console, make sure it's still in date.
Oh yeah.
Here's another one: sunscreen.
Yes.
Sunscreen does expire.
I
know,
yes.
like Mr. Lifeguard's coming out here. Hi guys. Hey, your sunscreen expires, mister.
But it doesn't do anything if it breaks down.
I have actually put sunscreen on, gotten burnt, walked back out to my Jeep the next day, and saw that it's expired, and I'm like, oh, crap.
Yep.
So check to make sure anything in your vehicle that is a perishable item.
Yes.
Make sure it's, up to date, and replace it. So first aid kit, sunscreen, extra fluids or anything of the sort.
Yep.
Make sure, you might not have thought about putting that extra fluid of, quart of oil back in your Jeep when you used it over the winter. Replace it.
Yes. Absolutely. I figured out and remembered what it was. Your filters.
Yes.
Air filter,
cabin filter.
Yeah. So start the season
Beer
off clean.
filter.
Start it off clean, right? And you don't need to filter your beer. It's already filtered.
Unless you get unfiltered.
Oh, true.
Oh, I love an unfiltered beer. Sorry, we're talking about beer now.
So what about winch and recovery gear?
That's a great one, Terry.
Right?
So I used my recovery gear a bunch this winter.
Yes.
Pulling people out, helping them out, making sure, people can get to work or they're safe getting home. Take your recovery gear out. Make sure, look over every line. Make sure it's not frayed, broken, damaged. Make sure they're clean. If you need to take them out, wash them down. Scrub them a little bit, little Dawn dish soap, and you don't want to be using any funny chemicals on those.
No.
Just some simple soap and water. Make sure they're clean. There's no dirt, grime, rocks, anything. Clean out your bags. Make sure all your soft shackles are in good working order.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is a great opportunity because it was cold when you ran out winch line.
Yep.
It's a great opportunity. Pull it out and do it just like you
Wash
were
it.
pre-tensioning it.
Yes.
So clean it up and then run it back in. Clean.
Same concept. Get a 5-gallon bucket, put some soap and water in it, wash your line, let it out to
Yep.
dry,
Let it dry.
and then retension it, pulling it all the way in.
Yep.
Get your first 5-6 wraps on the drum, and then properly tension it with, a vehicle or a post or something, pulling the weight of the vehicle in. You need to have at least 1,000 pounds on the winch line to properly tension on your winch drum.
Yeah.
If you have a wireless remote, make sure it's charged or change out the batteries.
Yes. That's a good one.
Check your vehicle battery.
Oh, go get it tested.
Yeah, go get it. AutoZone does it for free.
Yeah. And if you need a new one, they'll put it in.
Yes, they will. But stay up to date on this stuff
Yeah.
because normally the batteries go bad in the wintertime,
Yep.
but check the dates. If it's getting there, maybe you don't want to be stranded.
No. And, winter puts a lot of strain on battery. And even
Yes.
if it didn't fail in the winter,
It can fail right in the spring.
it can. And be a little proactive.
Yeah,
And I think that's the moral of the story with this is a little proactive.
Realistically, car batteries last 4 to 5 years.
Yep.
If you see your dates like 7 years ago, change it out.
You're on borrowed time, my friend.
Beyond borrowed time, man.
Absolutely. I think this is great. I love that we do this like right before the winter and
Yep.
then after the winter we kind of go through and do all the breakdown of this. And I know some of it is elementary,
Breakdown. This is the stuff I do to my Jeep.
but it's something you have to do. And if there's something that we come up with that you might have forgotten,
Yeah.
Cool, go do it.
Write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Maybe we could. Dr. Don can make a comprehensive list of what we just did, or just hit record and do a transcript.
Absolutely.
That might be more
That's
hilarious.
Transcript.
But if you have something that we missed, info@jeeplifepodcast.com and let us know, and maybe we'll do an addendum to this, so
Yeah.
you get a little tag
Yeah.
in one of the future episodes.
Let's see. Is there any stickers on our dash or our desk that we're missing here?
I have I had an Oracle one to bring and put
Oh.
on here.
Check your radio batteries.
Oh yeah, it's a good time for that.
If you
isn't it?
keep your radios in your vehicle at all times, which I usually keep 2 in my Jeep at all times. Usually they're mostly
Yep.
charged, but they do usually have some type of rechargeable battery in them. Check to make sure they're good. Also, charge them back up. You're going to be using them soon.
Yes.
And if not, go use them soon.
Right. I have my radio sitting right next to the garage door. So as I walk out every day, I look at them and I go, I don't need them today, but I might need them tomorrow.
Mine always sit on the charger.
Yeah, that's probably smarter, but it's harder on the battery.
Yeah.
At least this way I'd let it run down and then I can put it on the charger. Man, it's been awesome. And I love this time of year when we kind of get to review, what we've done, what we need to do, and get excited about the summer, and getting out there and wheeling and camping and doing all the
Can't
GP
wait,
things that we
man.
do. Where can people find us? I know some of them are listening, but it can share the information, right?
Yeah. Well, first off, you should share this information to your friends as well because we're an awesome podcast. I know.
we are.
But send them over to jeeplifepodcast.com.
Yep.
And you will get all of our episodes. You will get a little bit of a description of each one of us. And also, we obviously have a YouTube channel that I mentioned earlier in the podcast, Jeep Life Podcast on YouTube. Search it in the search bar or on our Instagram page, Jeep Life Pod. We have a Facebook page as well.
Yes.
And
We
if
have
you-
all those.
We do. If you would like to support the podcast a little bit more, head over to our Patreon page or just reach out to us.
Yeah. Tell us you love us.
Yep. And we will be having merch coming soon.
Yeah, we're working on that. I'm
We are.
excited. All right. I'm done. You're done.
I'm tired, man.
I want to thank everybody that joins us live with this every now Monday night. But you can join us live as well on Monday nights. You can do it through the Facebook or the YouTubes. And thanks for everybody coming on, because you get to comment and we interact and we kind of throw your content up on the screen. So it's kind of cool to see everybody and be able to say hey to people. And I love that. But, we're done now. I am Jeep and Terry. That's
Break it, Billy!
wow. That was energetic. And here's a big Jeep wave to you, everyone. Have a good night.
See you on the trails.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us and showing up. We're out. See ya.